Here's 10 wives' tales that are not true. These won't be in any particular order, so let's get right into it. Number 10. Gum does not stay in your stomach for 7 years. Now, it's true your body can't digest it, but that goes the same for stuff like corn, so there's no real problem with swallowing it. It will just come out in your stool. Trust me, I think I've swallowed every piece of gum I have ever had, and I'm not dead yet. Number 9. Waiting 30 minutes before swimming. The saying comes from the fact that after you eat, your blood is diverted to your stomach so you won't have as much in your arms or legs, which is true, but it's not enough that you'll get tired and drown like most people think. The worst you could get is probably some cramps, but some researchers say you won't get cramps for that reason alone, but it's rather a combination of factors like dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, and neurological fatigue, which they all differ from person to person. Number 8. So a lot of people think bats are blind, probably because of the saying, blind as a bat, but that's just simply not true. Bats use echolocation, which means they use echoes of sound that they make, so it bounces off the walls to help them navigate through the night, since just like us, they can't see in the dark. But that doesn't mean that they're blind. Also, as a side note, not all bats drink blood. In fact, only 3 types of bats drink blood. They rarely prey on humans, so the likelihood of a bat coming down and taking a bite is as likely as my dad coming home. Number 7. Cracking your knuckles will not give you arthritis. Now, the number one theory is that when you're cracking your knuckles, you burst these bubbles in your synovial fluid, which is the fluid that helps lubricate your joints. Now, that being said, is not a good thing to do since it can decrease your grip strength, but heck, I'm gonna keep doing it. It's fun. Number 6. It's perfectly legal to drive barefoot, and there's no law against it in all 50 states, and frankly, it's probably safer than driving with something like high heels or unreliable flip-flops. Now, you may also want to be aware that it's easier to cut or burn your feet in case you get in an accident, but you could also say the same about gloves, and not everybody wears those while driving, so I will be over here happily driving with my toes in the breeze. Or, well, AC, but, same thing. Number 5. Has your mom ever told you not to sit so close to that TV because it's bad for your eyes? Well, turns out it's not. Now, it might cause some temporary eye strain, but it's nothing permanent. It won't make you go blind, and I just encourage you to take a break after this video and maybe, look at something far away in the distance. Unless, you want to watch more of my videos, then I encourage you to stay and, check out some more. Number 4. Don't listen to your grandma, kids. The cold weather won't get you sick. Now, there's a few theories as to what makes you get sick easier when it's cold out, such as the rhinovirus, which is what the common cold is. It replicates in the colder weather easier. So, bottom line is the cold itself doesn't make you get a cold, but whether you're wearing a coat or not, you're probably still gonna get sick. So, my best advice, stay inside. Number 3. Shaving does not make your hair grow back thicker or stronger. You see, the base of your hair is naturally thicker, so when you shave, it's just the base of your hair that makes it look like it's growing back thicker, but it just wears down and becomes thin after time, so it might look thicker for a day or two, but that's about it. Number 2. Now, this is one that my mom always tells me. Put salt into your water to make it boil faster, and that's just not true. Whoa, who would have guessed? It's not like it's a video about wives' tales that are not true or anything. Anyways, putting salt in your water does not help it boil. Now, the salt will increase the water's boiling point, which makes it so the water is hotter, but it also takes more time to boil. So it's not really making it boil any faster, which means you should only add salt to your water if you're trying to improve your cooking. And finally, number 1. A sugar rush is not real. It's just not. There have been many studies debunking this, and I'll talk about a few here. Researchers analyzed 16 high-quality studies of children post-sugar binge, and they concluded sugar does not affect the behavioral or cognitive performance of children. Even earlier, in 1982, the National Institutes of Health concluded that sugar rushes don't exist. And maybe you'll say, oh, but I've seen it in action. Well, I'm sorry to say, but you haven't, because in 1994, parents claimed their kids were sensitive to sugar, but each child was given a diet that was high either in sugar, aspartame, or saccharin, a sweetener that contains no calories. Parents knew that their kids were getting sweet foods, but didn't know whether they were eating sugar, artificial sweetener, or a non-caloric substitute. And they all said that their kids were acting as if they were hyped on sugar even when they hadn't had any. So that is the end of this video, and I hope y'all enjoyed. If you still don't believe some of these facts after me telling you, I encourage you to do some research yourself, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you've learned anything, it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribed or dropped a like down below. Peace.